It's not often the first batch of a first brew from a brand new brewery goes on to win a silver medal at a major beer competition. These guys are so into what they're doing, they can't even focus on getting a proper grown-up office. They work, as in actually work, in a brew bar, which also happens to be their global headquarters. What is all this old school equipment here for?
We've got our own radio station in the bar that's broadcasting locally. Best kind of radio station you can ever have is one without ads.
I like that, and I like your radio voice that you're putting on right now.
Oh, hey, wait, there's more. No.
Come on down.
So, yes, our radio station's called The Brew, available on bbc.kiwi. You can listen to it online or you can listen to it in your car around the village.
Right here with the good guys, The Brew on 107.4 from the Birkenhead Brewing Company in the village.
So we've got a whole lot of stuff that we're going to be putting through the bar, which is, you know, kind of like a tribute to broadcasters. You might find the odd broadcaster propped up in the corner having a beer.
So let's say you've got some great beer ideas, but the sum total of your brewing experience is on a homebrew kit in the garage. Who are you going to call? Steam Brewing. Now, the Steam team are seriously good at brewing. And luckily for us, they also look pretty flash in hairnets.
So we've got to make sure that we're not stopping and starting the filler, and this is to keep the filler basically supplied without stopping and starting, because that can affect beer quality. We rinse them with deionised water. Basically every single bottle is placed in under here through there's a rail of about 9 or 10 jets. So there's only one other thing we've got to make sure before we fill this bottle now, and that's that it's as free of oxygen as we can get it in the time that it's travelling from here to the filler. And then they've been purged with CO2. That's where they enter the filler and get beer put in them, which is probably the best part.
Actually, Sam, the best part is that bottle of new BBC Pilsner that you've brought us to try.
I love the rinsing process that goes on.
It's for the beer gods.
Thank you.
It's a very kind donation to them. I like to have whiskey named.
I feel bad because technically you're paying for it.
It is so aromatic.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, there's this lovely sort of citrus and resinous character, and then there's that underlying sort of biscuity note. Tell me how it's made. What have you done with it, Dale?
Given the profile that Steve wanted, he wants strictly New Zealand beer, so we went for full Gladfield malt base.
And they're in Canterbury, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Base of Pilsner malt that they produce, and also a little bit of Vienna malt, and a little bit of acidulated malt as well. And that just allows us to keep the pH right for all the sort of brewing required processes, enzymes playing happy in the mash and stuff like that.
So the whole point of making a sessionable beer as a gateway beer is because people come into the bar, for instance, and go, hey, look, I'm usually an X and a Y drinker. And you go, well, you know, we're not going to chuck you in the hops. We're going to put you into something that's quite nice. And then they can turn left or right from there, either go dark or hoppy, whatever they choose. So this, to us, is essentially going to be the biggest seller.
How does it work? How do the recipes happen?
It's quite a lot of the creative ideas come from Steve, but the actual beers have been developed by Shane and myself.
Okay.
We were dancing around the hall for quite some time to make sure that we got the right dance move. It's quite a creative process when you think about it, because what you're doing is you're saying, this is what I think people want. And then once the science comes through, and each time we tasted the beer with these guys, I mean, Sam and Shane and ourselves were just going, wow, this is amazing beer. We've created something very special. And
Is he very demanding?
No, he's actually pretty good. He's very adamant about what he wants, which I like in a customer, because it means I don't have to fill in too many gaps. So it's nice to have that direction and that kind of vision of what Birkenhead needs to be, and I just kind of do my job.
Well, how fantastic is that?
you've got to, first of all, make sure that you've got gurus and doctors that are making your brew. And that's what I love about coming here, because you're actually talking to some really incredibly smart people that know how to make stuff.
Aww.
He's very flattering.
Very flattering. So it's not like a bromance, it's almost like a brewmance.
It's a brewmance. It's definitely a brewmance.
Tasty tunes on The Brew.
And back at the BBC Brew Bar, I'm a big fan of beer and food matching. And cleverly, here at BBC, the beer has been designed and made specifically to work well with food.
Okay, so we've got sticky ribs, nice sticky fatty ribs, and the curry. All right, let's have a go. Sip of the beer.
That will bring out the fruit.
Complimentary, right?
Wow! That is so good, because the ribs are quite sweet and sticky and fatty, but then you have this beautiful curry and it's clean. It's really lovely. And you're right, you get the tropical fruit, you get citrus, you get all sorts in there. I really like that match.
Now for the Pacific Pale Ale and sweet, sticky chicken nibbles.
The honey really works with it, doesn't it?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
You can write jingles.
It brings out the good, the fruits and particularly the American hops.
Next up, the Pilsner. It's perfect with crispy, beer-battered fish and tartar sauce.
This is a great Pilsner. It's light, it's crisp, it's defined, you know, and you can't get much more simple and defined than beer-battered fish.
We get a lot of people coming in that are really experienced with beer and they know their beer, and there's always something there that they just get blown away with.
And they're not expecting it.
No.
Here in Birkenhead. You
Yeah.
know, it's. I think what you've got is like a little oasis of awesome.
Yes, so we don't have to go into the city. Cheers. Cheers.